Good afternoon, I'm Sean Yao, and this is One News Now. Fishing is now allowed again in some parts of Oriental Mindoro. Let's get the full story from Mon Gualvez, who's reporting to us live from Calapan. Mon, what areas have been reopened for fishing after that oil leak from the MT Princess Empress last March?
Yes, Sean, the fishing ban has been lifted in 7 towns here in Oriental Mindoro more than 2 months since the oil spill occurred in the province. Again, fishing is now allowed in 7 towns in the province. These are in Puerto Galera, Baco, San Teodoro, Bungabon, Rojas, Mansalay, and Bulalakaw. These areas are located 10 to 15 kilometers away from where the vessel sank. Nearby towns and cities such as Calapan and Pola will no longer have to go far just to fish. They are now be free from the strict requirements of other provinces. However, just a reminder, fisher folks here are only allowed to catch fish but no shellfish for now. The Cash for Work program will also be stopped in areas without a fishing ban. However, the Social Welfare Department will continue to provide aid to residents. This is in the form of food packs, which typically contain rice and canned goods like tuna. However, DSWD pulled out 40,000 pieces of canned tuna due to issues in smell and taste. They assured, though, that these food items are not expired. They will also investigate if there had been issues in storage and handling. Sean, the lifting of fishing ban came after the results of the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, or BFAR's, testing of the water quality of the sea here in the said province, or in the said 7 towns. But aside from that, the Philippine Coast Guard also declared that 86% of coastal areas in Oriental Mindoro is acceptably clean. At the moment, the PCG reports that only one valve of the tanker is still leaking oil, but this will no longer reach the shores. And by the first week of June, authorities estimate they will be able to start the next level of cleanup, which would be siphoning the oil from the sunken tanker. Sean?
All right, definitely some positive developments for the residents of Oriental Mindoro. Thank you so much for that update. Mon Gualvez reporting to us live from Calapan. Moving on to other stories, one member of the Monetary Board warns that Kadiwa stores could prove to be unsustainable. Board member Bruce Tolentino said that the Kadiwa network should operate in targeted locations and only for limited periods. Tolentino was reacting to a proposal to expand the reach of Kadiwa rolling stores to supermarkets, which he says would only drain government coffers.
The Kadiwa is useful, particularly when it's a really depressed community, that's one, or there's a disaster, or there's an emergency. Because you can only keep it briefly. You can only keep it for a few weeks, or maybe a few months, and it will cost the government more money. So I think that if we view the Kadiwa as a targeted short-term assistance, then useful. But if you view it as a long-term action, wasteful.
In other news, Meralco has assured its customers that it is on top of the situation as some parts of Luzon experience power interruptions. In a statement, Meralco explained that the power outages followed the red and yellow alerts announcement of the National Grid Corporation of the Philippines, or NGCP. The power distributor says it is currently implementing rotating power interruptions of up to 2 hours as instructed by the National Grid. The NGCP had earlier warned of thinner power supply this summer on the back of increased demand. We're pausing for a short break, but One News Now will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us. You're still with us here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Business tycoon Manny V. Pangilinan is the next president and CEO of Meralco. MVP will replace Ray Espinosa, who is set to retire later this month. Espinosa has helmed Meralco since 2019, transforming it into a more customer-centric company. Despite his retirement, Espinosa will continue to be a vital part of the MVP group as an advisor to Metro Pacific Investments Corporation. And here is a quick look at today's other top stories. 51% of Filipinos consider themselves poor, as evidenced by a social weather station survey in March. The 51% translates to about 14 million self-rated poor families in March, up from 12.9 million in December of 2022. Meanwhile, 30% rated themselves as borderline poor, while 19% of respondents believe that they are not poor. The PNP Highway Patrol Group reports at least 4,000 motorcycle crashes in the first 4 months of 2023. That's already half of around 8,000 total accidents recorded for the whole of 2022. One transport group believes that motorcycle crashes are caused by faulty design and outdated policies that are supposed to ensure road safety. And a portion of C5's southbound lane will be temporarily closed to traffic for 8 hours starting tomorrow. 3 lanes of C5 corner Lanuza Avenue in Pasig will be impassable from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. from May 9 until August 31. This closure is to give way for a project of Manila Water. And humans have been waging war since the dawn of time. But with recent technological advances, it may not be long before artificial intelligence replaces humans in the front lines of battle. Will AI be the last word in warfare? Bloomberg has this report.
World War I was the first mass conflict of the industrialized era. It caused loss of life on a scale never seen before. With World War II came airplanes and bombing raids that brought the conflict to civilians' homes thousands of miles from combat zones. In the present day, artificial intelligence is the next big front. It could either remedy the problems of the past or accentuate them. One of the biggest breakthroughs occurred last year when the U.S. Department of Defense's research arm, also known as DARPA, developed AI algorithms that successfully piloted an F-16 fighter jet. Sure, autonomous airplanes aren't new, but these warplanes don't just fly unmanned. They can dogfight. Yes, like in Top Gun. Aerial combat is incredibly complex, and these algorithms are programmed to undergo a variety of warlike conditions. They not only matched the speed and precision of a human pilot, they were better. Okay, these models haven't made it into combat IRL just yet, but AI is already on the battlefield in other ways. For instance, neural networks have helped analyze satellite and social media feeds to target artillery positions. Autonomous ships and undersea drones for mine hunting have also been used. The hope is that AI can reduce the toll war takes on human lives by putting more machines instead of people on the front lines. Still, there's thorny ethical questions to grapple with first. How much autonomy do we give systems that can deliver lethal force, and who's accountable when a mission goes wrong? Slowing down could help militaries better understand the promise and perils of AI. But with fierce geopolitical competition setting the pace, it's not a matter of when AI becomes the weapon of choice in warfare, but who gets there first.
One News Now will be back with the latest stories at 6:30 p.m. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.